because we are officially started now. So hello, I am Kelly. This is IfYouHaveAnEgg.com. Today is August the 16th. The volume is either too loud or too low. So y'all are just going to have to make it just right on your end. And I know now how long the batteries will last in the new microphone. But this chat is called Confidence in the Kitchen. And like I was saying, the first time that we tried to start the chat, you'll know that I was not, when we started this years ago, I was not that confident in the kitchen, and we're going to talk about that a little bit later. But see, I'm totally thrown off now because of the volume thing. So y'all are just going to have to let me catch up here just a second. First thing I'm going to say is new people, it's not usually this kind of chaos. It's not usually this kind of chaos, okay? So it's always chaotic here, but not this bad. So please let us know if you were brand new because we would love to say hello. Hopefully Casey can chop out all of that in the beginning where I was fussing with the volume. So Casey, I know you're not watching this right now, but please chop out all of that in the beginning. From the beginning, and hello, Linda from Rock Island, Illinois. So yeah, let's get going again. We're going to talk about the super cute tumbler here in just a second. No, Barbara, it's not Barbara's trying to blame it on the weather, and I appreciate that, Barbara, but it's the batteries in the old microphone, so we had to start all over again. Anyway, we're going to talk about this here in just a few minutes because this is something super cute that we got this week, and I have already claimed one of them. But today is August the 16th. I have just a little bit of WW news. I did figure out how to go to the get the badges. So, you know, we were talking about badges. I think it was last week or week before last. If you go on your WW app, so you have to already have the WW app, and then I will show you really quickly. Hello, Vicki from St. Louis. I will show you really quickly. If you go to your WW app, so on your phone, on your laptop, anything like that, and then if you go to the same little package that you use to find out how many wins you have, when you get there, see right here where this badge is, there's a little button that says join a challenge, and then it says browse all. And so you can go through and you can browse all of the challenges. Several of you all asked me how I found that. It was an accident the first time, but now I know how to get there, so you can browse through the challenges. And the challenges right now are food. There's a 7-day strong challenge, food, a top tracker challenge, and food, a weekend warrior challenge. Those are the challenges that are available right now. I did find out that you can only do one challenge at a time. So once you start a challenge, you cannot start another challenge until you finish the one that you were doing. So I did find that out. So that was a little bit of new WW news this week. Also, if somehow you missed the news that Gwen's Sunday Zoom meetings are over, I don't know how you missed that, but I had a couple of people ask me about it today. So she ended those she didn't end them. WW ended them a couple of weeks ago because her in-person group is meeting again now at the Cedar Springs location. But she does, as of right now, it hasn't changed as far as I know, but as of right now, she does still have a Thursday evening Zoom meeting. So if you are on Connect, if you are an active WW member and you have the digital kind of membership, you can visit her Thursday evening group, and that's Thursdays at 6:30 Eastern time. So she is still doing that. And then you can go to IfYouHaveAnEgg.com, or you can go to Connect and find out when all of her other meetings are, or the other meetings in the East Tennessee area. So we wasted like 12 minutes because of the volume issue. So I'm going to be talking fast, as if I'm not already always talking fast. But hello and happy Sunday, everybody. Sorry we had to restart due to the volume. I do know now, and aloha, Kathy. I do know now that, thank you, Kathy. I'm not talking about don't take this the wrong way, Kathy. I'm not talking about the volume anymore. I'm super irritated that my brand new microphone, that the batteries only lasted 3 times. So yeah, I kind of am in a tunnel because I'm using the old microphone. Okay. Anyway, so now I've wasted almost 13 minutes talking about volume. So let's go ahead and talk about this week's topic. But first, y'all know what I want, and apparently I'm super loud in a tunnel right now. So if you attended a WW meeting last week, and if you sat your bottom in a little chair, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. So thumbs ups are for attending an actual in-person WW meeting, or oh wait, Jennifer's going to be tuning in from Tennessee next Sunday. Where in Tennessee? Where? And Linda, whatever, it's not flabby, but it was a green chair. Or if you went, hello, Loretta. Or if you went to a Zoom meeting last week, also a thumbs up. And if you attended here with us live last week, give me a heart. Or if you watched us on replay last week or did both, go ahead and give me a heart. So thumbs ups and hearts, thumbs ups and hearts. Myrna and Lynn did both. Good job, ladies. Loretta is all hearts. Betty Ann's all hearts. So congratulations, everybody who went to an in-person meeting. And hello, Marlene. You missed all the excitement about the microphone. So Marlene, you don't need to tell me about the volume, okay? I already know. But congratulations, everybody. Here are your Bravo stickers. Okay, Jennifer. So hold on. Jennifer and I have to talk for just a second. I know I've already spent a lot of time. Hello, Marlene. I know I've already spent a lot of time on this, but Jennifer, you're going to drive right past me. Not kidding. When you go from Pigeon Forge to Nashville, you are going to drive right past me. Right past me. And Loretta, we'll talk about that in a second. You have to come, you have to stop by. So let's chat about that separately after tonight. Okay. So there, Bravo stickers for everyone who attended an in-person workshop last week, or who went to a Zoom meeting last week. And wait, we have a brand new person who missed all of my whining and complaining about the microphone. So wait a minute, where did you go? Hold on. And let's let my phone catch up with me, but we have a brand new person, and Jennifer, you have to stop by. You have to. You have to. Okay, so when it catches up with me, I will tell you all who the new person is. But this month's theme, oh wait, here it is. Do you just pronounce it Joanna? Joanna is new. It's Johanna. So she is new and she is from Miami. So everybody go ahead and tell her hello. Everybody welcome her. That is so sweet of you. Thank you for welcoming her. But this month's theme is build confidence. So thank goodness we have been building confidence when things like microphones not working happen. Hello, Evie. Then I have the confidence to go on. But last week we were talking about reality checks, and I had it happen to me. So it was so weird. Even after we had talked about reality checks, it happened to me. It almost happened to me. Almost. But I got it just in time. So we'll talk about that here in a second. But we found out last week that naturally skinny people, naturally thin people also eat too much. So we were talking a little bit about eating too much and how you talk to yourself when things like that happen. But they're wired differently than us, so they don't get wound up about it. So we're all human, but we tend to beat ourselves up. So last week we were talking about doing a reality check. Oh wait, and Gail is new here too. Gail is just Gail, and she's here from Las Vegas. Hello, welcome, Gail. We're so glad that you're here. And I promise I'll quit whining about the volume here in just a second. But last week we were talking about reality checks and the fact that we're all human and that we've got to stop beating ourselves up. So last week, if you were having trouble talking to yourself like a friend, then I asked you to do a friend check and find a situation, past or present, or it could have been happening right then, that you talk to yourself, like a friend would, to remind yourself that it's okay. Hello, Sylvia. That it's okay. You're going to be fine. And then it happened to me last week. So I had planned, when I was picking Alyssa up from her first day of preschool, which I was so excited to be the chosen grandparent to pick her up. But when I was headed to pick her up, so I had been planning for days that I was going to take her to a local place called Friezo when we got done. And I had been planning French fries and soft serve ice cream because that's kind of what they're famous for. So I'd been planning that for days, and I had already gone ahead and pre-tracked it. But when we got there and I ate my portion of the French fries and then my little bit of the soft serve ice cream, I almost fell into the same pattern and thought, oh, great, you had French fries and ice cream. You've blown it. Every time you do this, you blow it, and then you just might as well eat whatever you want to for the rest of the afternoon. And then I went, whoa, Kelly. Remember, we were talking about having reality checks last week. So I stopped myself and said, no. You planned for this, and you've already tracked it. You've eaten it, you've already tracked it, and now just have a good 0-point meal for the evening and continue on. So it happened to me right after we had talked about this last week. But we were talking about having a friend check. So a lot of y'all did your homework. after I reminded you to do your homework. This was an unusual week, so we didn't have a lot of people doing their homework before the reminder about the homework. So we're going to have to work on this week, okay? Hello, Vicki. So last week for your homework, you're supposed to do a friend check, and you were supposed to talk to yourself like a friend would. And I picked 3 really good ones. So Lynn said that this week it had been one of those weeks. I mean, we can all relate, right? She just said it's been one of those weeks, okay? She'd eaten many, many things that she would not have normally eaten, but she talked to herself like a friend would and said, you know what? I'm in control of my actions. I'll refocus on doing better things I know to do the rest of this week because I'm worth it. And she's exactly right. So she did talk to herself like a friend. And Kathy's got a pop in when Kathy says, I wrote positive affirmations on my bathroom mirror to see each day. That is awesome. That's an awesome one. When Sandra really overate one day this week. It was just one day. But she talked to herself like a friend instead of saying, great, you do this every time you've overeaten today. We just might as well start over again tomorrow or next week or next month. Instead, she talked to herself like a friend and said it was just today. So it was one day. Tomorrow you can and will do better. And hello, Sandra from Naperville again. We were just talking about you. And then Barbara was craving sweets this week, and she caved in, and gave into that. But she also talked to herself like a friend and said, okay, girl, pull in the reins. You got to pull them back in. And then to curb those sweet cravings, she switched to fruit. So she switched herself to fruit. So bravo, ladies, you did it. So when you do your homework, you get Bravo stickers. You get virtual Bravo stickers. And if you did your homework on Facebook, I can go ahead and give you the super cute Bravo stickers that Casey makes for us. So, and it was really cute this week. So we're going to have another cute one again this week. This week, though, we're talking about confidence in the kitchen. And I'm going to quickly, not rush into that, but I'm going to quickly move into that because we only have 10 minutes due to the audio technical difficulties at the beginning. Oh, sorry. Y'all are having a great discussion. That is so cool. So this week is confidence in the kitchen. And I want you to stop and think about yourself in one of these 3 categories. So I have 3 categories for you all to put yourselves in, and I want you to listen to all 3 of them really quickly, and then I want to hear what your answer is. So the 3 categories are, and if you're watching this live, you can just go ahead and type it, and I'll see it. If you're watching this, if you're just listening to this later on YouTube, it's just youtube.com, search If You Have an Egg. Or if you are watching this and have read the transcripts on IfYouHaveAnEgg.com, you can just type a comment and I will see it. So which kind of a cook are you? I've got 3 categories for you. So I have 3 categories. Hello, Alicia. I have 3 categories and I want you to put yourself in one of these. So category number 1 is called Granny Green. So you're the kind of cook who does 3 meals a day, 7 days a week, mostly from scratch. So the type of cook, if you're a Granny Green type, then you cook 3 meals a day, 7 days a week, mostly from scratch, and you get bonus points if you raised your own ingredients. And if you don't know what I mean, don't ask. Okay. The second category is Vegan Nana, and Vegan Nana is I'll try anything, anywhere, anytime. I'll try cooking anything, anywhere, anytime. Bring it on. That's Vegan Nana. And the third group is called Gladys Gertrude, and the Gladys Gertrude group is Cook is heating up some bagel bites in the big oven instead of the toaster oven cooking. Okay, so which one of those are you? Are you a Granny Green? You cook pretty much 3 meals a day, 7 days a week, or you cook a lot? Are you a Vegan Nana? You'll try anything, anywhere, anytime, bring it on. You'll try to make anything. Or are you a Gladys Gertrude? If you heat up some bagel bites in the big oven, you think you've cooked. Okay, Kathy says she is Gladys Gertrude. Linda also says she's Gladys Gertrude. Oh, Trish is a number 1. So Trish cooks. Trish, you cook a lot? Oh, and Jean says she's definitely a Granny Green with ingredients that she's grown. Sylvia's Gladys Gertrude. Vicky's a Vegan Nana. I'll take just a couple more. Oh, Carol Lou is a Granny Green. She cooks all her meals every day, and Kathy is a Vegan Nana. Okay, that is awesome. So, and Betty Ann's a combination. And some days you might be a different person. Some days might be different. So I grew up with 3 very different examples of great women, but they were very different cooks. Very different cooks. So my dad's mom was Granny Green. She literally grew all of her own meat and vegetables, and then she prepared 3 meals a day, 7 days a week. And even if it wasn't a meal that she had freshly prepared, it was something from her freezer that she had prepared prior. My sister is still trying to figure out, trying to perfect her Parker House roll recipe because she measured everything with her hands. I mean, she was a cook, okay, and she was a fantastic Southern cook. Then my mom's mom, that's Gladys Gertrude, and she always kept a big bowl of fruit on the counter, and like front and center, like it was on the kitchen table all the time, a big bowl of fruit. And she never served us a dessert, and she used to talk all the time about how she didn't eat the pies and the cakes and the chips and the dips. And my sister Holly and my daughter Casey are laughing right now if they can hear me. But she always talks about, I don't eat the pies and the cakes and the chips and the dips, or the chips and the dips and the pies and the cakes. And she didn't. But we found tons, I'm talking stacks of empty Lean Cuisine trays when she passed away and we were cleaning out her basement. And she often would feed us a dinner of frozen pizza rolls that she had heated up. Frozen pizza rolls and microwave broccoli. That was not an uncommon meal at her house, okay? And she considered that cooking. Yeah. She was more of a, hey, let's go to Red Lobster or something and go out to eat. I'm buying, because she just wasn't a cook. But her daughter, who was my mother, that's the vegan Nana. So vegan Nana wasn't afraid to try anything. She, grow your own garden? Check. Did it. Teach yourself how to can fruits and vegetables? Done. Go ahead and count that one. Appliances and gadgets to poach, prepare, process, whatever you needed. She had them all, and she tried them all. And Barbara, you can keep the storm in the crossroads, because Barbara's about 30 minutes from me, and the sky is suddenly very black. So I'm going to warn you all, if the power goes out, don't know what's going to happen. But anyway. Okay, but Mama would try anything, anywhere, anytime. Cooking in a traditional sense wasn't her thing, but finding a way to make things she loved and that her family would eat, it was just her, no matter what she had to try. So the WW graphic for this week is another good one. They're amazing, and I can hear the thunder, so it's already here. But I want you to channel your inner vegan Nana, okay? So no, you don't have to stop eating meat. I'm just calling her vegan Nana because that's what we called her after she became vegan. So you don't have to stop eating meat, but I want you to try one of her confidence builders. First, her biggest thing was to visit the local library. So online resources are nice, but it is so, I can't tell you what the feeling is to sit and flip through a paper book. So if you get a chance, go to your local library. If you're trying to find a new way to cook, a new method to cook, canning, just something you want to try, I suggest going to your local library first, because it's an excellent resource, and you can pull books out, flip through them, and put them back, without having to invest a lot of time in it. Plus, it's just a cool thing to do. The second thing she would do, and I think you should do, is to test a tool. If you're nervous about using your new air fryer, how to boil an egg without water, or you haven't taken a gadget or a tool out of its box, I promise you there is a YouTube channel that will show you how to do it. I don't care what the tool is. Yeah, and Marlene says the air fryer is the best thing that ever happened to her. Amen, sister. Amen. But I promise you there is a YouTube channel to show you how to do it. Or better yet, if you have a friend who has a similar appliance, or if y'all want to try it together, you can always do that. So Popcorn Karen had not used her Instant Pot, and the last time I was in St. Louis, which has been a couple of years ago now, we busted it out. We busted that puppy out, and you know what? We figured out how to use it right then. That's the best way to do it. And it's better together. So anyone is good at something. But everyone is great at everything. So everyone is great at everything. So join an air fryer group on Connect. Raise your hand and ask a question at a workshop. Join us live on Sunday nights and post a comment. And I promise, if you ask a question here, someone will answer it. Someone will answer your question. And we are a village that can learn to do anything that we want. So your homework for this week is going to be building on that confidence. So we have just another minute to do to talk about this before you do your homework. Any gadget, I'm talking anything. You can learn to use it. We have lots of chats on IfYouHaveAnEgg.com. You can go to YouTube and search If You Have an Egg. I promise if you've wanted to try it, we have a chat for that. We've got Instant Pot, air fryer recipes, how to boil the eggs and how to hard boil eggs in the air fryer. Lots and lots and lots of things. I promise you there is a way to find it. But if you'll ask a question here during the live chats, people will answer, because all of us together can do this. We can all learn how to do these things and become better and courageous cooks. And being a courageous cook, getting some confidence in the kitchen, it doesn't have to be about, if you're not the 3 meal a day, 7 day a week person, it's okay. I am not. I make the simplest, easiest, if I can break it down into the easiest, whatever the easiest denomination is, the easiest things to do, I will do it. So your homework for this week is #kitchen-confidence. And I'm not going to try and spell that, but it's #kitchen-confidence. And I want you to channel your inner Nana, your inner vegan Nana. Hello, Other Barbara. And try one of the kitchen confidence boosters that we just talked about. Going to the library and figuring out how to do something, or testing a tool, or finding somebody, to do it with, or talking to us, asking a question, and you can use that as your homework. And thank you for Alicia for posting that. So I want you to do that for your homework. I want you to do your homework before I remind you next Sunday. Okay. Almost all of you had to be reminded to do your homework. Okay. So let's do it before next Sunday, because I promise Casey will make you another super cute badge. So #kitchen-confidence. You can tag me on Instagram. You can go ahead and post it here. You can post it on If You Have an Egg page. You can post it on If You Have an Egg closed group. And if you haven't joined our closed group yet, somebody will probably share that link, or I can share it after I get home, as long as there is power. And I'm telling you, it is black. It is black outside, and it is not dark yet. So that has to be the storm. Okay. But anyway, so do it, and do your homework. Okay. We're getting ready to go into the second half. So people who are brand new at the second half, what ladies? We stop and drink our water. So if you have a water, go ahead and drink it. And Sandra's right. It's time to drink some water. And even though we're not cooking, I am going to put on the apron, because new guys and gals, my daughter Casey does the YouTube videos for us, and then her friend Jessica posts everything to IfYouHaveAnEgg.com. So new people, if you need to go back and find anything that we've been talking about, find one of the old chats that I mentioned, then you can go to IfYouHaveAnEgg.com and find those, or to YouTube. But we split these up. Since the chat is an hour long, we split these up, and when I put the apron on, then Casey knows that it's time to split that out into the second half. So if you just want to watch the second half, you can do that. So let's quickly, first of all, this is the second half of chat number 236, which is titled, I already forgot, Confidence in the Kitchen. So this is the second half of it, and I'm Kelly with IfYouHaveAnEgg.com. You can watch this later on YouTube. It's just YouTube.com, search If You Have an Egg, or you can see the transcripts for this here in a couple of days on IfYouHaveAnEgg.com. So we just got our water, and we're getting ready to talk about the second half. In the second half, we're going to talk about how much weight I've lost the last 3 weeks, and how I did it with my 10 top tools were for doing that. But first, let's talk about these awesome water dispensing units. It's a tumbler. These are stainless steel tumblers that one of the ladies that comes to our markets here at Casey Kitchen Center is making. And I know a couple of you all had asked about the Hocus Pocus ones. Email me. So email me at IfYouHaveAnEgg.com. I'm sorry, email me at IfYouHaveAnEgg@gmail.com, and I'll send you information on these. But look how cute these are. These are stainless tumblers. Oh my gosh. They're Hocus Pocus stainless tumblers, okay? So if you want more information about them, email me at IfYouHaveAnEgg@gmail.com, and I will let you know how to get these. Okay, so I already took advantage of this, and I can get as many of these as we need. She promises me she can make like up to 500 of them, okay? But anyway, I went ahead and bought this one, and Alyssa and I were drinking plain water. We were just drinking ice water out of this yesterday, and she kept saying it was our witch's brew. So this is a great way to get your water in. That is number 5 on the list that we're getting ready to talk about. Okay, so everybody knows, or if you're not brand new, you know that we have only been back to our in-person workshops for 3 workshops now. So we are getting ready to have our 4th workshop since we returned. And I've been talking about my tools. I've been talking about my toolbox. We've been talking about, Sylvia, I have no idea. I don't know. I'll have to figure that out. Sylvia wants to know how much these hold. I have no idea. Enough? I'll find out. I literally have no idea. Oh, we'll find out. Anyway, so we've been talking a lot about our tools, a lot about our toolbox. Does anybody want to take a guess how much weight I've lost in the last 3 weeks since we returned to in-person workshops? Any guesses? And you're not going to hurt my feelings. You're not going to hurt my feelings if you guess low. And I'm getting ready to show you my 10 top tools for how this happened. The first thing I need to tell you is this was not a normal weight loss for 3 weeks, okay? Hello, Liz. So this is not a normal weight loss for 3 weeks. So it's actually a lot more than I expected to lose in 3 weeks. So I don't want anybody to, first of all, to think that if you do this, that you're going to lose this much in 3 weeks, okay? So this was a little bit out of the ordinary, and I don't expect to continue this. Wow, Lynn, thanks. And I don't expect to continue this, at this rate every week. But I can tell you that using the tools in my toolbox that I'm getting ready to show you definitely is what propelled me that way. So, oh, Betty Ann, that is so sweet. Yeah, no. Okay, so in 3 weeks, and Barbara, that is so sweet too, but no. In 3 weeks, I lost 7.4 pounds. So 7.4. So I was super tickled with that. If I had been happy, again, that is a lot for me. But if I had been happy with a normal weight, my normal weight loss, and thank you, Cynthia, if I'd been happy with my normal weight loss, I would have been at goal. So if I'd been happy with all the weeks that I lost 0.2 pounds a week, I would have been at goal in 1998. So stop and think a second how long ago that was. So all the times that I got upset about not losing 2 and 3 and 5 and 7, whatever pounds, if I had just stuck with it in the beginning, losing 0.2, 0.5, whatever, thank you, everybody, I would have been at goal in 1998. Okay, so again, this is not a normal weight loss, but I do want to show you these tools because if you'll just use what's in your toolbox, and remember, I keep talking about putting things in your toolbox. If you'll use what's in your toolbox, for those of you who know what to do, we've done this a million times. We've been doing this, 2 years, 5 years, 20 years, 25 years. I know what to do. I just have to get my toolbox out. Okay, so these are the things in my toolbox. This is not literally my toolbox. I put this together as a visual aid so that I could show you some things while I was talking. And thank you again, everybody. So these are my top 10 tools. These are my everyday use them. These are things that you should do every single day. Your toolbox might look different than my toolbox. So somebody, Loretta, I think I saw that pop up, asked me if I increase protein. Okay. Things like increasing protein for me, that's if I need kind of a kick in the pants. Like if my weight loss has stalled, this is my everyday go-to, what I need to do every day to make sure that I have a 0.2 or a 2.4 or 2.7, weight loss. So these are my top 10 things in the toolbox. I hope that you will put together your own top 10 toolbox. And remember, if you're just getting started again, pick two things out of your 10. I would love it if you would list your 10 and then pick 2 of them to focus on. So that's what I had to do when we went back to our in-person workshops. I didn't have time to do all 10 of them. I didn't have time to think about all 10 of them. But now that I've been working on it again, this is the 4th week that we've been back to in-person workshops. I've moved on past my pandemic, pity party. And yes, Carol, I am still on purple, but I've moved past my pandemic pity party, pulled my toolbox back out. And again, I don't always have this physical toolbox, but it made a better presentation. Plus, is this not stinking cute, this little basket, and it has a handle. Okay. Anyway, so this is my top 10. My top 10, number 1, in-person workshops. So this is representing to me in-person workshops. If you can't find or get to an in-person workshop, I am so sorry. I am so sorry, because I absolutely think that is that's number one in my personal top 10 of things. I think being with like-minded people is absolutely key to my success. If I need somebody else to weigh me, so I need another person who's not going to judge me. Loretta says, is something banana every morning all right? I don't know. I don't know. I think it auto-corrected because I don't understand the question. But anyway, I think it's a great place. I need somebody to weigh me. If you can't get to somewhere where you can put your little bottom in a chair, please join our live chats. Please find a Zoom to attend, or find a Connect coach, or meet with some other WWers, in your area. Find some way to do some version, of a workshop. So that is key to me. So this represents my workshop for me. And Carol Lou says this is her workshop. That's awesome. I firmly believe that you need to do something. You need to attend something every week. Number 2, accountability buddies. If you don't have one, find one. They don't have to live in your town. I am lucky that my accountability buddy lives less than 15 minutes away from me. We have the unique opportunity to be able to get together at least 3 days a week to walk. We talk all the time. We are texting each other all the time. We do attend an in-person workshop together. You don't have to have an in-person person. Okay. But if you don't have an accountability buddy, get one. That is my number 2. Definitely my number 2. You have to have at least one other like-minded person that you can talk to about this. I love my husband, and he is watching this right now, or at least he has it on right now, but he can't answer all these questions, okay? When I say, hey, should I have, 5 cups of popcorn or this cookie, he's going to say, I don't know, which one do you want? Or if I say, oh gosh, should I walk, or should I do this, or should I do that? My accountability buddy is going to be straight up with me. She's going to tell me, yeah, you should, or no, you really shouldn't do that. Or if I mess up, what she's going to say? It's okay. Let's go again. So she's the reason that I joined WW 5 times, might have been 6 times before I actually got to go. But anyway, if you don't have an accountability buddy, get one. And again, they don't have to be in town. That's what phones are for. And that's what Zoom is for. So they don't have to be in town. Number 3, tracking is the new black. So I never watched, yay. Oh, and Carol Lou says this group is her accountability. I'm serious. Y'all try to find somebody to buddy up with. We all need to support each other, but please try to find one person. Each person needs to find another person to try and buddy up with. If you don't have an in-town person, or, somebody that's close to you to buddy up with, I'm serious. Okay, try to. There's somebody for everybody out there. I feel like feel like Match.com or something. What could we call this? Accountability.com. Yeah. And we're all going to start putting our profiles out there, and I'll start matching you all together. I'm just kidding. We're not going to do that. Okay. So tracking is the new black. I've never seen, what is it? Orange is the New Black or whatever. I have no idea what that show is about, but it just sounded cool. So I'm using it. So tracking is the new black. I never watched that show, but I know that intentional tracking really works. It really, really works. So intentional tracking is different than just tracking. So that's why I say tracking is the new black. These are some of my cards that I've made. These are some of my, Vicky says extra ability. There you go. These are some of my cards that I've made for myself so that I know, I can pull out, I know how many points something for Wendy's is. I know what to get from somewhere else. But intentional tracking means that everything, and that means everything before it goes in your mouth goes in your tracker, okay? Whether you're paper tracking or if you're tracking on your phone, however you're tracking, if you're doing intentional tracking, everything before it goes in your mouth goes in your tracker. So if you're doing cover your rear tracking, you're not going to have this kind of weight loss. Okay. And I'm sorry. And if you're having to do cover your rear end tracking, if that's how life is right now, then that's how life is. But if you want, these decent kinds of weight losses and no surprises, you're going to have to track before it goes in your mouth. And that's intentional tracking. So tracking is the new black. Number 4, hold the salt. Literally. So I don't know about you, but I can either hold on to or lose 2 to 3 pounds in just a couple of days, just from retained water and salt, just from retaining water from having too much salt. I mean, I'm serious. I can have a 2 to 3 pound fluctuation in my weight just from either consuming sodium or not consuming sodium. So once that happens, if I consume too much sodium, not only do I, hello, Deborah. Let's see. Oh, Deborah so you go by Debbie. So everybody say that. I've been calling you Deborah this whole time. So everybody say hello to Deborah or Debbie. Liz, I'm on purple. So I use almost all of my points every single day. Okay, so the salt thing though, I'm serious. I can either gain or lose 2 to 3 pounds pretty darn quick by either eating too much, consuming too much sodium or not consuming sodium. But it makes my feet swell when that happens. So when that happens, it's like the 2 pounds all goes to my feet. And when my feet swell, then my toes hurt. And if my toes hurt, it makes me less active. And if I'm less active, well, you can see where this whole cycle is going. Okay. You can see where the whole cycle is going. So less sodium. I personally use Dax spices because they are sodium and MSG free. And these, you can get online with us on IfYouHaveAnEgg.com. You can order these directly from Dax. There's lots of other salt-free, sodium-free spices, but yeah, so that is definitely in my toolbox. So it has to be in my toolbox. Then concurrent with that, so you're going to hold the salt, but don't hold the H2O. So this is another cute mug. This is another cute cup from the same girls that made these. So find something cute to drink your water in, because you don't want to hold the H2O while you're holding the salt. So if you're somebody who needs to hold the salt like me, while you're holding the salt, and you need to kick up your body's natural fat flushing power by adding an extra bottle or two or an extra cup or two, of water, of H2O. Just plain water if you can. So if you don't like water, because some of you don't, but if you don't like water, a quick trick is to drink a cup of it really quick before you let yourself have your morning coffee, because if you can gag it down, so if you gag down that cup real quick and then have your coffee, it's over fast, okay? It's like taking your medicine. Or you can add some ice to it, squeeze in just a little bit of lemon and a little bit of some kind of sweetener, and pretend you're drinking a handcrafted lemonade, but you've got to get in some extra water. So the water in combination with not consuming, as much sodium. Oh yeah, Betty Ann says cucumber in her water. That's a great idea. But you're going to want to flush that out. So the water is going to help flush that out. But anyway, this is another super cute cup. And I think it's a color changing cup from those same girls. So if you like this, also holler at me, because we have these here at Casey Kitchen Center. Okay, so this was number 5. Number 6 is keep it simple, Susan. So simple things. And I'm embarrassed to say that number 6 isn't over here. Hold on just a second. I got so excited with the volume that I forgot to get it. Hold on. I'll be right back. I think I'll be right back. Yes. Okay. So number 6, just pretend like this was here the entire time. So number 6, I titled Keep It Simple, Susan. So I've been doing a lot of things like this. I know people will say, oh, I don't want to buy things already pre-prepared or pre-rinsed or pre-whatever because it's more expensive. So how expensive is a watermelon that you don't cut up? So if you purchase a watermelon and you don't cut it up, you just let it rot in your refrigerator, how expensive is that? So I've been doing a lot of this lately. Buying things that are like, these are obviously grapes that are already pulled off of the stem. So this is $2.50. So this cup is $2.50. I've been getting these across the street at Food City, but these I can wash in this cup, and this will last me a couple of days. This is so much less expensive than buying grapes, not pulling them off of the stem, not washing them, not eating them, and throwing them away. So keep it simple, Susan. I don't know who Susan is, but I just decided to make it Keep It Simple, Susan. It could be Sally. It could be whoever. So think, something like that. So eating, anything that's pre-prepared. So I've been doing a lot of pre-prepared fruit. So like the grapes like this, I've been getting watermelon across the street already cut into fourths and then sliced. And then I just slice off however much watermelon I want, or I cut it and go ahead and cube it. It is a little bit more expensive, but guess what? I eat it. I eat it and I've not been throwing it away. So I think that's a lot better idea. And I've been going ahead and still using commercially prepared yogurts. Instead of, I'm more than capable of making my own flavored yogurts, but right now, using my toolbox. So everything in my toolbox says right now, keep it simple. And it's worked because I've lost 7.4 pounds in 3 weeks. So it has definitely worked. Okay, number 7. Who knows what these are? Who knows what these are? You think you know what these are. What are these? And this too. So what are these? This is number 7. So this in my fight against crime, fight against food crime, these are to correct the creep. Okay. So if y'all don't know what the creep is, yes, they are, but they are a secret weapon. So these are, so Loretta says measuring spoons. These are in fact measuring spoons, but they are also a secret weapon in my toolbox because I have something called the creep. And I don't know if you all do too or not, but the creep happens when you're days in, weeks in, months in, years in. Exactly, Joanna. Years in, okay, 25 years in. The creep happens when you think, yeah, I got this. I got this. I know what I'm doing. I don't have to measure stuff anymore because I know what a tablespoon looks like. So, I mean, everybody knows what a tablespoon of peanut butter looks like, right? So a tablespoon of peanut butter looks like this. It looks like this, but it looks like this flat, okay? So when the creep happens, instead of having a flat tablespoon of peanut butter, I have a different spoon, and it's a little bit rounded the first time, and then, a couple of times later it's got more, and then a couple of times later it's got more. Well, before you know, when I start letting the creep start creeping, then I can take a tablespoon of peanut butter and it turns into 2.5 tablespoons of peanut butter real fast. So this is one of my crime fighters. So this helps me to fight the creep. If you go back and watch chat number 197, we talk about finding our perfect portion. I wasn't, and exactly. Okay, Vicki says lick, bite, and taste are horrible for the creep. So WW used to call that BLTs, bites, licks, and tastes, BLTs. And I almost talked about that today. I almost talked about BLT. So thanks for bringing that up, Vicki. But if you go back to chat number 197, and again, you can find that on IfYouHaveAnEgg.com, or you can go to YouTube.com and search If You Have an Egg and find chat number 197, find your perfect portion. So if everything I ate in this last 3 weeks, if I couldn't measure it, if it wasn't something that I could actually measure, then I used the tools from the My Perfect Portion chat for that. One of those things is, and that's why I said, do you know what this is? One of those things is, I don't know if y'all realize this or not, people from the South use mason jars a lot. Like one of the things I'm getting ready to order here at Casey Kitchen Center, it's actually a lid for mason jars that you can use that have a spout and, whatever, so you don't have to use the metal ones. But anyway, I don't know if you knew this or not, but mason jars have measurements on them. And so like these little tiny jelly jars, 2 ounces, 4 ounces, and 6 ounces is already pre-marked on the side. So you can use, even some of your household things that you don't normally use for measuring, you can use those for measuring so that you can avoid the creep. So that was number 7. I'm going to take a breath because we have 9 more minutes left. Since we have 9 minutes, I'm going to talk really quickly on number 7. I do suggest that you go back and watch chat number 197. And yes, Liz, they are lids. So you'll have to pay attention to that for when I get those, because they are lids for mason jars that are not metal, so they don't rust. And they can flip lids, and you can take them off. There's one that you can flip the top open and you can stick your spoon in and, measure whatever. But anyway, that's another subject for another time. But when we're talking about correcting the creep, please go back and watch chat number 197 or go back and read the transcript from that, because we talk about so many things that you can use around your house. And Liz already has them. So many things that you can use around your house, including your hands, that you can use to measure things. Okay. So I would recommend that. Like even an ice cream scoop. I use a normal sized ice cream scoop, the kind that has the little thing that flips out the ice cream. I use one of those to measure a 1/4 cup of so many things. like I would venture to guess that I probably use that, I don't know, way more than I use a 1/4 cup measuring cup, because it's just simple, it's easy, and again, it has that little thing where you can use it to dump out whatever is in there. But anyway, so I highly recommend you go back and watch 197, and it's titled Find Your Perfect Portion. So if you go to IfYouHaveAnEgg.com, go to the search bar and type in perfect. If you type in perfect portion, you will pull it up. Or if you go to YouTube, and again, it's just youtube.com, and if you search for If You Have an Egg and then search Find Your Perfect Portion, you will also find it. But super helpful tips, gets me out of a jam a lot, especially if I'm at somebody else's house or I'm in a situation where I can't, where I'm not going to go, hey, where's your ice cream scoop? I need to measure out 1/4 of a cup of this, So anyway, so they are super helpful. Okay, so that was number 7. Number 8 is stay curious. Okay. Fantastic find over at Food City today. And I'm just promoting Food City because they are right across the street from us. And it is so convenient. So we all know, every single one of us knows, I think all of us know, that Olay Extreme Wellness, the low carb, the Olay, wait. Chick. Oh, okay. Sorry. Alicia said, you're so cute, the chick thing. And I was going, what? But she meant the chick thing. That's the noise it makes. It is. It's the noise it makes. Think about it. Oh, goodness. The storm's coming, so I'm going to talk fast. Okay. So everybody knows that Olay Extreme Wellness, the low-carb one, is 1 point. It's 1 point for a huge tortilla, okay? So everybody knows that. But here's my problem. Hello, Orlando Debbie. And Orlando Debbie, are y'all getting this storm too? Because I saw it was going right past Orlando. But anyway, so they're awesome, but they're huge. And so here's what I found. I was cramming so much stuff into the Olay Extreme Wellness. Even if it was 0 point foods, I was adding unnecessary calories because I'm one of those people that if I put it in there, even if it's this big, after I roll up the Olay Extreme Wellness, I'm going to eat all of it. So I was adding a lot of unnecessary calories. I didn't need it. And I wasn't that hungry. But if it's in there, if I made it, I'm going to eat it. So 2 weeks ago, I found La Banderita low carb. So I guess they're like for keto or whatever. So I found La Banderita low carb tortillas, and they're much smaller, and it's a softer tortilla. So it's more like an actual tortilla, and John loves them. And they were also 1 smart point. So even though Olay Extreme Wellness is this big and the La Banderita was this big, I went ahead and got them. Look what I found this week though. Now they have, or at least our Food City does, they have La Banderita, the carb counter keto, in a street taco size, even smaller. So one of these on purple, and I didn't scan it for the other colors, but one of these on purple is 0 smart points. Look how small that is. So if I needed a little snack, instead of eating a big tortilla and filling it up with a bunch of stuff that I didn't need, I can get a street taco size. So 1 is 0, 2 of these is 1 smart point. 3 of these is still 1 smart point. So that's the La Banderita carb counter street taco. Super excited to find that. Okay, so that's the stay curious. So don't think you know. Don't just assume that you know everything. Okay, so I'm constantly scanning everything at the grocery store. What's this? What's this? What's this? Is this lower? Is this higher? What is this? So always stay curious. Okay, number 9. 2 on, 1 off. So I've talked about that many times. If you watch any of our Disney chats, and again, those are just on IfYouHaveAnEgg.com or on YouTube.com, search If You Have an Egg. If you watch us at Disney, I try to do 2 on and 1 off, and that just means that you have 2 meals that are on plan and 1 meal that is off plan. So I pre-planned for a month. I have pre-planned for our once-a-month festivities. We had our pop-up market was here at Casey Kitchen Center last week, and it was Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. And I knew that we were going to have food trucks, and I knew that we were going to have things that I wanted to eat. So I pre-planned that to have 2 meals on and 1 meal off so that I could participate in the festivities of the food trucks. So this is my reminder. So this is my little reminder that, I can have 2 on plan and 1 off plan. But when I do that, some of y'all are going to pass out, especially if you're on purple. When I do that, I just go ahead and count it as a 30-point day and move on. So I had negative 16 to 18 points every day for the last 4 days. So those of you who just passed out, Pick yourself up off the floor. It's okay. It is okay. I may or may not have used 30 points. I don't know. But I wasn't going to stress myself out about those 4 days out of an entire month. So let's see. This is August. So August has 31 days. So August has 31 days. So for 4 days out of this month, I just went ahead and did, because I knew it was coming. I did 2 on, 1 off, but then I counted that as 30 points, whether it was or not. So calm down if you just passed out. Okay, and then the last one is have fun. So the last tool in my toolbox is to have fun. So having fun might be finding a new air fryer recipe. It might be trying your air fryer for the first time. It might be pulling your Instant Pot out when a friend comes to visit you in St. Louis. Hint, hint. Popcorn Karen, but just have fun with it. So my have fun that I'm going to have this coming week is I could drive myself crazy. I could literally drive myself crazy trying to be perfect all the time, eating the same things every single day. But I'm most successful when my perfectly planned week contains some fun. So last week I showed you all how to make cream cheese, how to make fat-free cream cheese with a cheesecloth and a colander and a bowl and a plate. So I showed you how to make it with that. But several of you, and I'm still in shock. I'm still in shock over how that turns out. But several of you, though, suggested that I use a coffee filter. So my fun for this week is, while I was over, again, at Food City, I saw a reusable coffee filter, and it was just hanging on the end of the aisle for like $2.99. And I thought, you know what? That's what I'm going to do for fun this week. I'm going to try making the fat-free cream cheese with a reusable coffee filter and see how that turns out. So that's what my fun is going to be. Okay, so I've talked a lot. I've still probably talked almost an hour, even though we had some audio difficulties at the very beginning. And I do so appreciate all of you all who hung in there, even with the microphone trouble. But now I know every third chat, change the batteries in the new microphone. But I hope you'll get your toolbox out. It doesn't have to be a physical toolbox like this, but maybe just one time. Maybe one time make it a physical toolbox so that you can see what you're talking about. I highly suggest that you write down 10 things, figure out what the 10 things are that make you the most successful. And remember, some things like adding protein, some things like amping up your exercise or stuff like that, that might be a, hey, I need to kind of push through thing. But find your 10 things that you know, if you do those, that you're going to be successful. And if you're having trouble getting back in, like I was a few weeks ago, just pick 2 of them. Pick 2 out of your toolbox. That was also a previous chat, so you can go back and check out. It was just called Pick 2. So you can go back and find that. Okay. I had a great week. Dusty is already snoring, so apparently the impending storm is not affecting him at all, but I really appreciate y'all being here. I even more appreciate your understanding and your patience while we work through the audio issues. So if you're watching this later on YouTube, please don't complain about the volume. Please don't complain about the volume. Go ahead and let the next video roll over, because the next one is going to be one of the ones with the better microphone anyway. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe right here and click that little bell. And don't forget, if you're interested in one of the Hocus Pocus tumblers, I'm not the one making these, but I love them. I love them. And we have those here at Casey Kitchen Center. It's another small woman-owned business here in Knoxville, but so cute. And I've already claimed mine, but she swears she can make more. But just email me at ifyouhaveanegg@gmail.com, and I'll get you the information. So one more sip of witch's brew before I hit the road. But y'all have a great evening. Be safe. Looks like the storm is affecting a lot of people, and Barbara says that's not even the actual storm. She says that's just a cold front. But anyway, y'all get your toolboxes ready. I want to see what you do, and do not forget to do your homework. But everybody have a great week, and I will see you next time.